Yeah, just one Nick here. Listen to the cockatoos. Just pull them out and show them there. Squawking. Oh, it's not in there. Oh, yes it is. Going behind trees there. Probably about 10 or 15 of them. Big birds. Okay, cruise that around here. Anyhow, let's put that drawn. Another one at the back here somewhere. Oh, here they go. Beautiful bird, do a lot of damage. Chew things to pieces. I'll just chew a wattle tree in half to get the grubs out of them. So what I'm doing here, I'm working on the Effie. So I'm just in the process of giving her a tune up. So I got new spark plugs for it, BP5FS. I've got a catch can to go on it. Where are we? Yeah, there's the catch can. And new distributor cap, made in Australia, believe it or not. Fuel filter. Plug leads are ordered and rotor are ordered. I've got fuel line there, new fuel line to go on it. The most important thing is that's a fairly new 600 CFM vacuum secondary Holly there, and she's going out of Georgie Wagoner from Rangeview Garage at Landsborough. Anyone that's into drag racing in Australia will know who Georgie Wagoner is. Multiple Australian titles for his classes. Absolutely brilliant mechanic. Oh, he's a craftsman. And he's the oldest drag racer in Australia. But I was talking to him the other day, he's been pretty crook. It's just coming good, but he's going to set this up for me in the next week because it needs it. It's got a fuel leak there on the accelerator pump down there in the front of the bowl, just below the bowl there, you can see. It's not an old carby. So off she's come. I'm just taking it off now, and I'll drop it down early next week. And she'll have all new plugs in her. Yeah, quite rare. I won't say the place I went to yesterday, but I've been to multiple spare parts places on the sunny coast, and you'll never credit it. They don't even stock. One mob didn't even stock a set of plugs. Common BP5FS, and like they can get them in for you, but it's a matter of me driving down the coast. So I suppose I can ring them up and see if they've got them and get them. They'll get them in the day. The other place there I went to yesterday and got bits and pieces, which their prices are very good. But they got other parts coming from other shops, just the rotor button, and they didn't have a set of plug leads for this thing. So I'm getting, these are Top Gun on here, but I'm getting a better brand 8mm, just more expensive. Like these are only about $70 for a set of plug leads, and I'm going to get $160 set. There's better quality, you know, you get what you pay for. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to fit up this catch can. So I've just pulled out that constant crankcase ventilator. You can see it sitting there under the plug leads, the little rattler. And I'm going to put the catch can over there, just this side of that upper cylinder lubricant bottle, which is hiding in there. And then I will put the water bottle in just a more accessible spot so I can get into both of them. It's the water bottle's in a bit of a pig of a spot there because it's where that big hinge is, and it's just not that good a spot. And plus it's harder to fill up that little bottle there. But anyhow, I'm going to leave it at that. It's 4 minutes and 30 seconds under the bonnet of the mighty F truck. Now, clearly, I don't know a big heap about FE bodies, but this one, everywhere you look, is galvanised. So all that firewall's galvanised. This is a 78 model. They tell me it's made in Canada. So all of that, you can see where the paint's come off, that's all gal. This is all gal down here on the inner guards. Under the sills here, it's down spraying a bit of bit of rust converter in around, just because that's what I do, the other day, and that bottom, all this piece under here, that's all gal, plus it's not a box, it's actually two-sided. So yeah, that's just effectively a U with it open on the bottom, which is better, so it stops them from rusting out, because you can hose the shit off out from underneath it. The floor is in immaculate condition. I took the sound deadener and the mat out because it was worn out, and I don't like that sound deadener because if it gets wet it holds water, especially down low. There it is, there. It's just like a, I don't know, whatever it is. Not a big fan of it. Yeah, so obviously I don't, well, the doors definitely aren't galvanised. The doors aren't galvanised. The bottom of the guards I can't tell you, but it's not rusty. But this panel here is definitely gal. And the side mirrors there are stainless, and believe it or not, I don't know if you can see that there, on that mirror, that's actually got a Ford symbol, so it's a genuine Ford mirror. I've got to try and hunt another one of them down, because the one I've got isn't that great. So look, I'm just going to leave it at that. So I'm doing a bit of work on this thing today. It'll be my Sunday out. Like, yeah, obviously old mate had busted the one on this side. That's an aftermarket one, but looks good. It's plastic, and yeah, not a big fan of it. And it's too small, and just sits wrong. So yeah, but yeah, all that's stainless. That's been painted. He's painted that, and he's painted this. Painted over the stainless there, but I'll clean that back. Get a proper Effie mirror there. Yeah, so she's not a bad old dear. Yeah, and actually there, look at that. Bosch distributor cap, and believe it or not, made in Australia. Still making them in Australia, which is great. And that distributor cap goes on the points distributor, and also the electronic distributor, which this has got in it, same part number. So that's good. And there's your so there's your distributor. This is a standalone distributor, but where are we? Just got to get this focused in right. But there's your module there. So it's the same year as an XC Falcon. So your module, like on the later model, on the XD XE distributor, they are on the modules on the side of the Dizzy, which the XB's got a later model distributor in. It's a now let me think. The older block has a 13 millimeter diameter shaft where the hex from the oil pump drive fits up into, and that runs the cam, runs the distributor with the helical cut cam gear, and it's a 13 millimeter, and this engine here will be a 12.5. The later engine's 12.5 that run into the block, and thicker in the hex. So I don't know which is better, what fails, whether the cam gear, the distributor gear fails, or the hex that drives the oil pump fails. Not sure, but I do know this: standard and not over revving, or revving a lot higher than what they're designed to do, you'll never have a problem. This engine's just pulls beautifully off the bottom, but because it's been run on gas, as you can see, and you can't get gas in Australia anymore, pretty well hard to get. Usual old story. They're looking after other countries before they look after their own. And yeah, so it's tried the carby out, so she needs a rebuild, and Georgie Wagner twig. Well, I'm going to leave it at that. That's 10 minutes down the track, and there's the underbonnet of my Effie, which isn't detailed up at the moment. Looks pretty crappy, but I've got a rubber to go along there on the firewall above the windscreen washers, Kenny from next door's given me one. He's a mad keen effie man, and he's had a few of them. It's parts sitting around. So I'm going to leave it at that. Swano Mick, 10 minutes down. I'm doing what I like on a Sunday. It's working on anything mechanical. Swano Mick out. Have a lovely day.